Hey guys, just I go live here. Um, taking the day off. Gotta love taking the day off. Anyway, living your own truth. I was gonna do something about speaking truth to power. The more I looked into it, the more I was just like, I don't quite understand what's going on. Because it's basically, upholding a lot of people who have, the literal translation would be like, get people in power to face the truth of what they're doing, no matter what. Which is some things that happen with, a lot of politicians, like a lot of politics lately. That a lot of them in power position, and a lot of people have yes men that tell them, blah blah blah. This is what you want to hear, and this is your vision. So we're going to help everything we can, and tell you whatever you want to know or whatever you want to hear. But then when people speak the truth to them, like recently the election, and the Australian people voted for the Liberal Party, and that was the Australian people speaking the truth to power. A lot of people ignore it. A lot of people were in denial about it. Things like Brexit and Trump and all that. I'm not saying that these people were actually good, but there is a reason why people voted the way they did, and there is a reason why people seek to denounce and deplatform a lot of people. It's because they're speaking their own truth. Now that goes into what I'm talking today, is living with integrity and being able to speak your own truth, whatever it is, and even if it creates conflicts within your life and your relationships. Because, and I think it happens early on and continually throughout your life, is that a lot of people will at some point dampen down or seek to not speak their own truth, for fear of, losing relationships, losing what they have, and, just for the sake of keeping peace. At some point in time, and I think this is probably where, midlife crises come, is that, you get caught up in a lot of the day-to-day, humdrum, whatever it is. And some people are living their dream, but then they don't realize that sometimes their dreams change, or what they want changes, they change, people around them change. It's just a natural progress of life. And what they previously wanted or thought they wanted is no longer the case. Their truth got lost somewhere. Truth in themselves, in what they did. And to live with integrity, you need to really take a deep down look at yourself and go, hey, okay, that's what I want or wanted. Is this still the case? It doesn't mean you have to be selfish or hard or whatever. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes you do, because sometimes it's like hitting people with a brick or a slice of lemon wrapped around a big gold brick, because some people don't get subtleties. But you do need to communicate that with people and yourself, more importantly, and just be able to risk that, relationship sometimes, because the longer you delay, the more that you stew over things, the more things may or may not get better, but you do need to speak out. Now, quite a few people I know who've had long-term relationships and are quite successful in them, or have broken up and still amicable with their exes, have had the, I'm not sure if it's the courage or awareness, maybe a bit of both, to be able to go, right, things can't go on as they are. I can sit and hope for the best all the time, but I really need to get my finger out and speak up about what it is. Be plain, be simple, don't be mealy-mouth about it. Say, okay, this is XYZ, and this is how I feel. Now, when you're talking about these things with somebody, they could genuinely not be aware, because previous hints and subtleties have gone unnoticed, or they've been busy, or you've been busy, and it's kind of fallen by the wayside. As well as being honest and speaking your truth, also be patient with yourself. Because some people, they said, oh, I've waited, years and years long, whatever, however long. Saying, well, can you wait that long for an answer? Since you've waited that long to actually tell somebody about an issue or speak your own truth, how long are you willing to wait to be able to get an answer or develop what you really want in life? And that will depend on a lot of things. It's like major surgery and stuff like that. I did when I was doing studies in natural therapies, I had a teacher who basically said that it takes about a year for you to heal from a lot of major surgeries. And I took this on board when I actually had surgeries on my boobs, breast reduction, and things didn't turn out exactly what I wanted, like a week, 2 months afterwards. There was still a lot of swelling, my body was still recovering, I was slow to heal, and there was some minor complications because I actually have a thing where I keloid. Now, I had to be patient, and I later came across another person who also had breast surgery the same as I did, and she was not happy with the results at all. And I said, well, like, she was talking about, getting other corrective surgeries and all sorts of stuff. So I said, no, wait a year. She goes, oh, but. I said, no, wait a year. Every time I saw her, I said, continue to wait a year. I said, all the swelling will go down. Keep doing what you're doing. This is what you need to do progressively. And then you can go back to wearing normal bras and things will help it and, support it and shape it and everything. And then afterwards she was like, thank you for telling me that I should have waited a year. I was doubtful, but I waited, and you're right. It took at least a year for all the healing, all the swelling to go down, and the body to just go, right, now that's completely healed. So she didn't actually end up having to have extra surgery to, get to what she wanted. And that's the thing a lot of the time with, like, the whole, baby body's back in, 1 or 2 months. I'm like, yes, but you're carrying something for like 9 months. So the time it takes you to get to that stage should be the time it takes for you to get off of that. Example, putting on a lot of weight. Some people put on a lot of weight and they stay that way for a while. How long did it take you to put on that weight? Did it gradually creep up on you? Well, why don't you just gradually reduce it and take it down? Some people do a dramatic weight loss, and that's what suits them. But keep in mind that, you do need time for these things. So speaking your truth and living with integrity, getting back to it, is living a life speaking your own truth. That doesn't mean you can be an asshole about it, okay? You can still be kind, but forthright. And that's the point of communicating, your wants and needs and living, a truthful life. None of this blaming other people solely. After all, if you didn't speak or communicate properly, that is also partly your fault. And then that is something that you, as a person, can do something about. Be more clear. If you think that you're being clear and nobody's getting it, then obviously you're not being clear enough. You're not relating it in ways that people can understand, and you're making assumptions that they understand when they don't really. So clarify it, break it down, make it really simple. Don't get all complicated. Some people get all mixed up in too many terminologies and specificities and that. To get things done, short, straight, dot points. I do that all the time. Like, I negotiate with a lot of people sometimes, and I go, right, okay, we've done all this. I go back through all the communication we have and go, right, to sum up everything in the most simple way possible. X equals that, X equals that. Even when I do orders or I talk with people over the internet with something that I want, I say, okay, just to summarize, this is what I want. You send it to me. This, name, address, dimensions, all the requirements, and to clarify all the points down. Very important. And if they say too good, easy, yes, we can do that, then it all goes ahead. So even if you have to do it in dot points, please do it in dot points. As short, as sharp as possible. Don't get too caught up in terminology. Try as plain English as you can, because that's where people can just misinterpret what you say. If they say that plain English is too vague, well, then you kind of have to agree on what the context is and how your terms apply to that context, and then stick with that. And if you think it means something different, clarify it. Ask, well, can you clarify that for me? Because I take it to assume this in this situation. If they go, well, no, that's not what I meant, then your brain sort of thinks over. I think that also helps with neuroplasticity, is being able to contextualize properly with, what's going on around you. Anyways, live with integrity, live with your own truth, even if it's a truth that you're not too happy with, because there are a lot of things that you go, look, I could have done that better, but also don't be too hard on yourself. It's a fine balancing act, but I encourage you to do that. Speaking my own truth, sleeping in latex, still bloody cold though. Anyway, have a busy day ahead, doing stuff, renos, busy, organising a few things, getting onto it. Rest days, what are they? Rest times, definitely. Anyways, remember, what is your own truth? How do you speak it? How do you communicate it? And do you come at it with love and openness and patience? Love you guys. See ya.